there, YouTubers and fellow airsofters. What we're going to be doing here today is installing a 6.01 inner barrel. This here is the Angel Customs barrels that E-Vike sells. I figured I'd pick one up and give it a try. We're going to put that in, and we're also going to be installing the Reaps bucking into the WE 1911. What we're going to do is show you here how to take it all apart, install the parts that you need to install, and give it a couple tests. So before we install this here, what we're going to do is take it over to the chrono and see what she's shooting now, and take everything out, put in our new barrel and our new bucking, and see what she's chronoing next. So meet me over at the chrono. About 270, 275 with the 0.25 gram BBs and propane. So what we're going to do now is we're going to install this here 6.01 inner barrel that's made by Angel Customs and the Reaps bucking. In order to do so, you're going to have to take your slide apart from your lower frame, which we're going to do now. Just push in your guide here, pop out your barrel lock, slide back to the first position, pop it out from the other side. Then your slide will come off the front of the gun. Hold on to your guide and spring here because it does have a tendency to shoot out. Take your lower frame, put that to the side because you're not going to need that. Take your guide out and your recoil spring. Push your front guide out like so. And now your whole outer barrel, inner barrel hop-up assembly should push and slide right out the front of your slide. You can put this to the side for now. You're not going to need that neither. Now, in order to get the hop-up assembly and inner barrel out from the outer barrel here, what you're going to have to do, there's a little notch right here. As you see, it won't make it over top that little hump. So what you're going to have to do is take out this here screw, which will take that notch off the hop-up assembly. Pop this off, and now your whole assembly will slide back. Now this here is the WE 6.03 inner barrel. They use type bores already. I just like the 601s better. This here is your hop-up adjustment wheel. These here are your screws that hold the hop-up assembly together, and this is your pressure arm that pushes down with the hop-up wheel here. Okay, now to get this apart, take out these two screws. Like so. And now your hop-up assembly should pull apart. Like so. As you can see here, here's your hop-up arm. And the hop-up arm sits inside this little wheel here. And as you turn the wheel pulls and pushes down on the hop-up arm here, adjusting your hop-up. Alright. This here is the stock WE barrel and their hop-up. Now they have a new inner barrel and hop-up style. This here is the older style. I'll show you the difference. As you can see the difference, the newer ones are kind of a shorter, smaller window in the front. These older styles still work in these guns here, so if you get one that looks like this and it doesn't match up exactly, you should still be fine. We're going to put it in and see what she does. So we're going to grab our Reaps bucking here. Now there's a slot on the bottom of the barrel right there, and there's also a slot in the bucking. You just line those two up. Like so. You can see the pressure pad in there is all lined up, and we're going to reinstall it back into our hop-up assembly. Make sure up is up and down is down. And we're going to pull all this back together. so. Make sure everything's lined up and sitting in the way it should be. Make sure that arm is in that groove of that wheel when you're putting it back together, because that's what does give you your adjustment. Pop the hop-up assembly back together, like so. Everything is lined up perfectly, and then you can put your screws back in. Like so. Now when you have all this back in, what you're going to want to do is look down and make sure that your rubber is seated properly. As you can see in there, it is not seated. You can just take a screwdriver and just push it in. Make sure it's all seated in all the way around. Like so. Perfect. Now what you're going to want to do next is slide your hop-up assembly and inner barrel back in before you put this notch back on, because you won't be able to get the inner barrel back into the outer barrel. So let's put this back on. Once we can get it in there. Like so. Then take your little screw, line that back up, tighten her down, and then we can put her right back into the gun, reassemble it, and go back to the chrono and see what she's shooting at next. So as you can tell from the chrono, the inner barrel and the hop-up upgrade actually made no difference whatsoever with the FPS, which is actually kind of disappointing. That can either mean two things: either the Angel inner barrels are just junk and they're not worth the extra money, or WE is stepping up the game with these new inner barrels and these new hop-ups, and they're getting better performances out of them, or it could just mean that the chrono was wrong. So take it for you want. Me personally, I believe that just because of the fact of that it's a small barrel and the size of the barrel does make a difference in the FPS. It's not like we extended the inner barrel whatsoever. So I wasn't expecting to see much of a jump anyway, but we really didn't see any at all with this new assembly. I'm hoping that it does give me tighter groupings though, and better performance that way, and maybe carry the BB a further distance, which Reaps are known for. So I'll have to check that out a little bit later. But as for the FPS, there was basically nothing spectacular about the whole setup. So take it for what it's worth. At least you got to see the inner barrel and how to take the hop-up assembly apart. And if you need to do that work on your gun, well, there you go. But as for the Reaps bucking and the inner barrel, no FPS difference, but I'll let you guys know on the distance and grouping. So until then, as always, stay true, and I'll see you next time.